Time for a little bit of a jump-starting reminiscence. Now, I'm not trying to collect a huge volume of G1 Transformers, but I've had this twin twist for a little while because it was quite cheap to pick up, but I've also now got his gun, so he is sort of relatively complete with his gun there. But then I also saw that I could get hold of an instruction booklet for him, and the reason I did that was because I thought, what on earth could possibly go into a Jumpstarter's instruction leaflet? Because it's all that he does is unfold. That's literally as much transformation as you can get out of him. Because literally all he does is this. That's it. That's all he does. He's transformed. End of. Now he's a tank. It's like that's it. And then he bounces up when you least expect it because his mechanism's a bit shoddy at his age. But it's just, yeah, he won't even roll properly. So anyway, yeah, he's got a little bit of energy left in him, but that's about it. So he won't be doing that much wrecking and ruling with this particular quality of build. But I'm going to show you his instruction booklet because this does take me back. And this is a classic little G1 instruction booklet, and what can possibly be in it? You can quite reasonably say, because that is literally all he needs to do to transform. So what it's basically giving you is his sort of basic description: heroic Jumpstart, twin twist, and obviously immediately he's made to look as if he can articulate more than he actually can, which is always interesting with these things. But the set included his label sheet, his semi-automatic cannon rifle, just covering all the bases, tech specs decoder, loved them, and twin twist. And it says, welcome to the world of the Transformers, a world of heroic Autobots and evil Decepticons. Includes twin twist. Well, you would hope so, wouldn't you? Start. Note, adult supervision may be necessary for younger children. What? For flipping the legs up into the body? Note, excessive force is not necessary. Okay. To transform robot to spaceship. Interesting they're calling him a spaceship when he's got tank tracks on the bottom of him. But anyway, okay. I'll go with that. Let it run. Spaceship will automatically transform into robot. But it's clearly got drills and stuff. It's, Anyway. Grasp spaceship from rear of body. Step 1. Hold bottom of spaceship against a hard surface, floor or other flat surface. Pull spaceship backwards about 6 inches. Okay, so it's actually good. It's going to be double-sided. I mean, fair dues to them. They're going for full use of the instruction booklet. Let it run. Spaceship will automatically transform into robot. Yes. Note: if your jump starter does not stand properly, adjust lever behind robot's head. Okay, that's of use. Step 4, semi-automatic cannon rifle, feed, rotate arms up, insert semi-automatic cannon rifle into fist. To transform robot back to spaceship, fold robot's feet over his head and lock into position. And that's the finish. Peel and apply labels as shown. And actually my Jumpstarter is quite well equipped with its labels still. Most of its stickers do seem to be there, I think, just from looking at it. And then this of course, the old proof of authenticity. So to make sure that you haven't picked up one of the many knockoffs of these Transformers, can you find the black square label on your Transformer? Rub the label, watch robot face appear. It is your evidence that this robot is a true Transformer. So it's really quite interesting in the sense that they're obviously very aware that people would be doing knockoffs, or certainly thinking about doing knockoffs. And so even back then they had this sort of protection mechanism in the sense that if it didn't have one of these heat reacting badges, then you should basically not trust it. And I'm actually looking on him, and I can't immediately see where his badge is. He doesn't want to pop up. I'm just going to look and see. I think it's actually hidden at the moment because he's not popping up for me. Now it said to adjust the head if it wasn't doing what it was supposed to, but apparently mine now wants to sit still and not. It's because I took the mic out of him earlier, it's not working. Now, there we go, okay. There it is on his foot. Look, there it is. So that's where that's what you'd be looking for. You'd be looking for one of these. I'm sure if you're even vaguely aware of what a G1 transformer is, you'd already know this. But for the sake of completeness, and I mean these days, obviously it's very, very hard to. No, actually, no, that's working. That is working. I don't know if you can see it, but it is actually working. Yeah, you can see that, can't you? It's so the more you rub, the better the brightness on the badge. So it is just about there. I can actually see that better with my lighting. Let me just see if I can. There we go. I'm not sure if my phone's picking it up very well because it's a kind of a holographic kind of effect. It's probably a bit hard for it to pick it up. Yeah, it's a bit tricky, I think. It doesn't really want to show it very well. But I mean, on a lot of these older ones, it's actually very, very hard to actually get the badge to react. Well, there we go. You can see it there, can't you? But yeah, I mean, it's definitely still working. So fair dues to it. It's a decent example if his badge is still working. And then of course you had collection saves. You got these robot points. So the robot points, points made prizes. So you could clip and save the robot points printed on Hasbro Transformers packages, which meant of course you had to destroy the box to do it. Then send them in for special Transformers offers. Study your Transformers tech specs. So each Transformer had different levels of strength, speed, skill, etc. Clip the bio card and tech specs on the package. It used a special red decoder enclosed to decipher the specs. Just lay it over the graph. And I did used to do that quite frequently because I like to know this stuff. But it was a nice touch that gave you a bit more depth to the character. So they all had different levels of agility and intelligence and all that sort of good stuff and strength, And some were just kind of off the scale strong, others were off the scale weak. And so you just got built up this mental idea in your head, like you would in a computer game these days. Everyone's got stats, every character's got stats in an RPG, exactly the same principle. But I think to include that on the packaging was very, very clever, because for kids who had a bit of an imagination, it just gave them a little bit of something extra to work with. So there you go. What started out as a bit of a joke was actually quite an interesting look at an instruction booklet for a Transformer. I mean, obviously, normally they just include the full-on transforming instructions, and I think they were much easier back in the day than they are today. Because, of course, today they can do that much more with the hinges and everything else, and they're immensely complicated, but, far more believable in that sense. But, things were simpler back then. So that's it for this one. Cheers for now.